Hey guys, welcome back to Angela, and on this topic I want to talk about how you have to leave the narcissist behind. You have to leave the narcissist behind. Whether they left you, whether you left them, it don't really matter. Whether these are our family members, these are our parents, whoever it is. I do believe in honoring your parent. I do believe in respecting your parent, because a lot of times when you're dealing with narcissistic people, a lot of the reasons why they don't want to admit to anything is because they have regrets of even having you, and they don't want to tell you that. They have regrets of bringing children in the world. That's why they can't give you what you want from them, because they've lost themselves in this world. And when you realize that this world ain't what it looks or what it's cracked up to be, and yeah, some people get to live the fantasy of it, the fantasy that they make up for themselves to cope with the shit, right? Some people are like, you don't know what you're missing out on. But the truth of the matter is, it's a fantasy. It's fictitious. It's not even real. It's hard to find real. It's hard to find real people and loyal people and people who are on the same frequency and really know what's going on. And even when you come across those people, they might not trust you. You might not trust them. That trust needs to be earned, and most people ain't willing to risk their life to earn your trust. It don't matter to them. They don't live for you anymore. They don't live for anybody, and it doesn't mean like, oh, they don't live for anybody but themselves, like in a narcissistic way. But they understand the narcissist people in their life. They understand the narcissist that they were in a relationship with, why they felt how they felt, the shit that you could not see, the pain that you couldn't see, the pain that you numbed yourself from feeling, the shit that you didn't really take into consideration, or things that you deflected from, or things that people gaslit you with that led you down a lot of different tunnels. And when you understand that, and you realize self-love is more important than anything else, and like I said, it's not in a narcissistic way, but it's in a way of, you were putting yourself in a position where you were giving people power over your life, and they were juggling your life in their hands, and they didn't even care. They almost were like, this is fun. It's fun to do this to you. It's fun that you don't know what's going on. It's fun that I can buy you with things and manipulate you to think that I'm a certain way when I'm really not that way, and to like gaslight you or to blame shift, or it's so many moments where you look back at all the shit people have done and said about you, how people have made you seem like you're the person that's not likable, like you're not a likable person, like there's something gotta be wrong with you. People, when you're dealing with narcissistic people, they will make you feel like you're the bully, like you're the one who, like, you must have a problem with everyone because you don't get along with no one, right? It's like you don't get along with no one. And then when you think back, before you got into these relationships with narcissistic people, when these people were juggling your life in their hands, there was a lot of people around you, a lot of friendships, a lot of family that you were close to. It was a lot of people around you, but you didn't know what was going on. The moment you know what's going on, ain't nobody really around you like that, because you're not willing to buy people for their time. You're not willing to feel like you have to pour onto them for them to pour onto you. You realize that people always want to expect things first before investing in you. You see that it becomes tit for tat. You know, I've had, and once you come to this realization, it even becomes scary, because you're like, damn, I didn't know how certain narcissists could really think I'm that stupid. Like, real dumb. Like, I remember having a childhood friend, you know, where we were close, you know, right into adulthood. And I knew, right after I went through what I went through with the narcissist, I knew that she had that, you know, Jezebel spirit, that Jezebel entity. And I said, she's someone I have to watch closely, because you can't trust anything she says. She could be making up anything that she says to you. She could be making shit up. She could be telling you half stories. She could be pretending like she's the victim. But when you're trying to get the story out, or what's really going on, and you start asking too many questions, you realize the frustration behind these people's eyes, because they feel like, I already told you the story and there's no need to question it. There's no details. There's nothing more that you need to know. But you know that there is. You know that the story don't make sense. But to them, because they're liars, it makes complete sense. So you start questioning these people, their motives. And I remember this friend, right? Because I would go tit for tat with her, right? So if I felt like she, you know, she's trying to exploit me or something, I would back down. I would feel like, nah, like, you do something for me, I do something for you. But to me, it wasn't because I was playing games. It wasn't because I'm one of those people. I'm not one of those people that's like, you do something for me. I'm one of those people that I can give you, because that's the type of person I am. I'm the type of person that's like, I always want the people around me to feel comfortable. I don't mind paying for stuff. I don't mind cooking and making you feel at home and things like that. But don't feel like you're playing with me. Don't feel like you're using me. Like, don't feel like you getting over on me, because the shit that I'm doing it's not even a big deal to me. So if it's a big deal to where you actually feel like you're playing me, you're playing yourself out of a good person. But sometimes you gotta play these games with these people, because if you don't, they're looking at it like you're not paying attention. So yeah, I was going tit for tat with her, and if I felt like, oh, she trying to get me to do more, right, I would feel like, okay, I'm gonna do this little favor, but don't expect another one after this one, because then it's gonna be like shame on me type shit. So I remember her telling me, she goes, you know, you don't have to keep track of what we do for one another. And she came out the blue and said it. Like, I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell her that that's what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell her that, but the message was loud and clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times when you're dealing with these type of people, your message will be loud and clear, meaning that when they overstep your boundaries, or they ask you personal questions that you don't feel like it's their business, when you answer these questions to the best of your ability with giving the minimum information to these people, they get angry, they get upset. But the reality is, it's really none of their business. And why would you ask me something that I wouldn't even ask you? Because I don't care. You're fishing for information. You're fishing for shit. You know? So when you shut them down, from my experience, when I've shut many narcissists down, and sometimes, and I don't do it in a rude way. I always have to do it in a way where I'm joking, but I'm not really joking. And they always laugh, or oh, you're right, I shouldn't have asked you that, or I'm sorry, I'm just real nosy. You know, they even tell you that they know they're being nosy, that they'll even admit these things to you, right? But they'll stop because they know they look crazy, you know? And when they stop and they know they look crazy, it's itching them. It's burning their insides because they're like, I really want to cross your boundaries, but I can't because you haven't gave me a reason to. Because even if you gave me a reason to, it's not so much that you did it on purpose. It was probably something you did carelessly, right? And you might have even apologized to them. You know, I remember, you know, years ago when I used to waitress when I was younger, I remember spilling like hot water for tea on the floor. And when I spilled it on the floor, someone was walking by. So at the same time when I spilled it, someone was walking by, and it like splashed from the floor a little bit on their shoes and on their pants. But it wasn't a lot, you know? It wasn't a lot. It was a little bit. To the point where I could see the droplets on the shoes. It wasn't like the shoe was soaking. And this person went and told the manager that I threw hot water at them. Like, almost like I assaulted them, right? It was a narcissist, and I knew she was a narcissist, a Jezebel. And all the people working there were narcissists. And they all were conspiring against me the moment I started working there, just because I did not look like them. And I felt their energy, and I felt everything that they were doing. I knew they were trying to set me up, and no matter what I did, it was like, okay, bitch, if we can't figure out how to do something, we're just gonna make some shit up, right? That tit for tat. They're playing games with you. You don't know they're playing games, or you might be aware of it, but it's almost like there's nothing that you can do, like, because they're not gonna stop. These people got like a disease. Like, you really gotta, that's why I say you gotta leave the narcissist behind, because that shit is a fucking disease. The hate that they have in their heart, the jealousy that they have in their heart, just the lack of emotional intelligence outside of themselves. It's crazy. Because if you love yourself so much, right, you wouldn't be trying to destroy others. Like they say, you know, hating hoes ain't happy, and happy hoes ain't hating. And it's true. I was just thinking that earlier. I said, it's crazy how I don't hate nobody. I don't got no room in my heart to hate anyone, even the people that have done the most foul shit to me. It's fucked up, but I don't hate them. I hate the things that they did, what they stand for, but I don't hate them because I know they're fucked up in the head. I know what they got is like a disease, because even if they change their life and now they want to pretend to be something else, or that's really who they're, or maybe they learn their lesson. I don't know. But most of these motherfuckers don't learn their lesson, because when you think about the bigger picture, they showed you a big personality trait, something that is not, it's not something that just goes away. This person's not a child. They're a grown-ass adult. They're very aware of their behavior, their actions. They don't really feel like anything is, they don't feel like nothing wrong with them. If anything, they feel like shit is wrong with a lot of people for not understanding who they are through and through. So when you come across these these narcissistic people, they're very conscious of their behavior, of what they're doing, of their snarky ways, and the way they're gossiping about you so that they can slowly turn people against you. And slowly, it's like a disease that just moves through all of them in a cult, like almost like in a cult like setting. Like they're like transformers, because they're one way, you know. Oh, I go to church. Oh, I'm all about peace, love. They know right from wrong. They understand life. They understand that people have different realities. They understand everything. They're not fucking stupid. And according to who you are, they're chameleons. They're going to say whatever they got to say to make you feel comfortable. They're going to say that they're on your side. They're going to support you. But they don't really give a fuck. They really don't give a damn. A long time ago, I made a video like a couple of years ago, and I said no one in the narcissist world is your friend. In the narcissist world, this is a narcissistic world. A whole bunch of narcissists of all colors. And in every color that you see, you got to think about, in every group that you see, every group is competing. It got people competing amongst themselves. People are competing amongst their own family members, against their own cousins, against their own aunts and uncles, against their own nieces and nephews, against their own grandkids, against their own children, against their own parent. You got people against each other for all kind of shit, for all type of misunderstandings, for all type of judgments. And in that group, there's a high-ranking narcissist that wants to control all of it, who wants to control the traditions, and wants to control the family dynamic, and wants to scapegoat certain people that don't fulfill these expectations of their imagination of what they believe is perfect, while being imperfect, while knowing that life is too short, while stealing joy from others because of their strong desire to control and to have power over those around them. So if you got people that are competing amongst themselves, amongst their own group, there's people dictating that family's perception of themselves and others. What do you think these people are going to do when they go out into the world? That same behavior, that competitiveness, that jealousy, all that shit is going to come out. But it's going to be projected at a different group of people. And in that person, in that narcissistic person's mind, they're following the leader of their cult, their leader's thoughts. So in their mind, when they see you, you don't even exist. You're not even a real person. You're not even part of their competition. You're not even part of their competition. So when you take to heart what that person does, then you're feeding into the evils of this world. Because in every family, there's a chosen one. There's a genuinely good person who sees all of it and everything and understands everyone's perceptions and everyone's concerns. But they understand that before all, God comes first, humanity comes first, being good comes first, protecting yourself. There's certain things that don't cost nothing. Respect. Things that are free. But in the narcissist world, those things are not free. Respect is not free. You might feel like people should respect you, but it don't mean that they will. You might live with a lot of expectations and a lot of codes, but it doesn't mean that the next person will understand that or even care to understand that. So when I say leave the narcissist people behind, leave the narcissist people behind. It's just like I've said before. No one in the narcissist world is your friend. So when I say leave the narcissist people behind, it means you cannot, even though you can empathize, you can love, you can give advice, you can, be a whistleblower. These are going to be reasons people are not going to want to connect themselves to you, because they don't like the truth. A lot of people don't like the truth, but when you connect yourself with your true self, you realize that none of these things matter. You can't judge nobody for nothing. You're either good or you're bad, and even if you're bad, I can't make no judgment of you. All I can do is try to keep myself safe from someone like you. I can't question how you ended up like that, why you ended up like that. That's what you did when you were with the narcissist in your life. You questioned everything. You questioned, you wanted to change them. You wanted to see the best in them. You wanted to you wanted to inspire that person to be their best self, because at least that's what the narcissist portrayed. Like, that's what they wanted for themselves. So this is why you have to leave the narcissist behind, because you understand that, hey, no one in this narcissistic world is on my side. People get together in cults and groups to make themselves feel safe, but it's those people closest to them that are going to hunt them down. It's like when you leave the narcissist family behind and they ain't got you to fuck with, so now they'll start fucking with the next person, or if you're working around narcissistic people, they might fuck with you, and then once you're gone, that it's going to be someone else that they're going to fuck with. And that's why they stay so close as a group, because it becomes something that they do normally. Like, it becomes a routine. Like, okay, we sacrificed you, now we're going to bring in someone just like you, someone with the same energy as you, and we're going to do this, or we're going to do the same thing to them, right? So they might interview someone new. They sense that person, they really want to work. They you could tell that they're really motivated, and that's what they'll do. They'll feed off of that. They'll feed off the fact that they could tell the difference between someone who's really grateful and someone who's just like, I'm just here, who I just don't care. I just don't care type of energy, right? Like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But when you're like, I really want it, I need this, I'll do anything for it. I'm so grateful. Hallelujah. They can feel that energy, and they're gonna play with you. They're from the start, they're gonna play with you. They're gonna try to see how much they can play with you. That's why you have to stay silent. See, it's a lot of shit going on in the world right now. And a lot of shit, a lot of conversations that keep being had. But when you wake up and you know you're not part of this matrix, you can't feed into none of that shit. It's going to be a lot of shit that you're like, I could relate to that. I understand what they're saying. I could see how they feel like that. You're going to be able to see everyone's perception, but none of that shit is really going to matter, because everyone is trying to, I'm not saying everyone's trying to victimize themselves, but everyone is trying to be right. You know, everybody wants to be right. And even though a lot of this shit is true, a lot of different things are true, right? But a lot of those things don't matter either way. Like a lot of shit might be true, but it don't matter. And why I say it don't matter, right? When I say, oh, no one in this narcissistic world, you know, and I'm gonna post that old video that I had posted. No one in the narcissist world is your friend. And on this topic, you know, leave the narcissist people behind. When I say none of these people are your friends, even your family members, this world is a prison. If you're in a prison, what's going to happen in a prison? People are going to separate themselves. The races are going to separate themselves. But amongst those races, there's going to be still arguments, fights, gossiping, all kind of shit still going to go down even within themselves. But they feel like, well, if someone does get out of line, they're going to get checked by someone of our community, right? But now, what happens when people from that community are trying to tell you what to do and dictate what you're doing, and you're serving time? You're serving your time, your sentence for your crime. You're serving your time, and everyone is serving different times and for different things. And you might get out early, and other people don't want you. The same people that are trying to dictate you or claim that they're on your side to protect you are the same people that are not going to want you to get out early. Or hold on, you guys. I'm about to leave because it's starting to it's the weekend and it's a lot of people coming. So it's a lot of people that will try to dictate you, right? If you were to separate yourself, right? But what would a chosen one, if that's, I don't like using that term. I've never been a person to call myself the chosen one, but someone who's woke, who's not in the matrix. What would someone who's not in the matrix do? You'd want to do your time without making others feel like they got to wait for you or they got to do anything for you, because you feel like life goes on and that person, you can't promise them anything because you're in a position of survival, and you might get out of that situation that you're in, and when you get home you might not want to be with that person, but you you sat there and used them conveniently. So that's why I said no one in the narcissist world is your friend, because the world is like a jail. So someone can pretend with you because they need you to hold them down because of their past mistakes. And that's what a narcissist does when they play with you, is that they're trying to hold you accountable or have you pay some type of debt spiritually for the stuff that they've done, while taking your energy, stealing your energy, deciphering your energy. So then if you've been segregated in your own race, right, someone who is not in the matrix, you're not going to want to just go into a group or a cult just so that you can be protected, because you might feel like by going into a group or in a cult, I'm basically making everyone aware of why I'm there, how much time I got. They're gonna want to know everything about me. You feel like putting yourself in a position where you're asking for help or you're asking to be included in a group can backfire on you, because if someone feels like they have to protect you, like, oh, I'm gonna do you a favor and protect you, chances are they're gonna want something in return. So when you're thinking about a jail, ain't nobody really gonna be giving you things and doing things unless they want something in return. Or when something comes up that you might not be willing to do, they might tell you to do it, and they might feel like they have the right to tell you to do it, and they feel like they're on some survival shit, and if you don't do it, they might feel like you're gonna have to pay for that shit, because they've had your back the whole time, and now they might feel like you're being fake and you're not having their back because you're not willing to maybe break a rule or something, right? Because you can get in trouble for this. So you realize everything is like an exchange. So people get in these cults because they feel like they're better together in a group, so that they can distribute supply. So that if I ain't got supply, you got supply, and everyone has to, they have to find a role for you to play, right? They have to find a role for you to play. When you're dealing with someone who is not living in the matrix, you don't want to be in that cult. You don't want to be in that group. You don't want someone to feel like they got some type of control over you. Or every time you gain any supply, any success, they want to be a part of it. And then if you go far with that success, they feel like they're the reason for your success because they helped you along the way. So now they feel like they're taking credit for you. They're living through you. You start to see that certain people, right, are in this prison, in this segregated prison, and then they're having children. And then it's like your time can be done, but you didn't care about that child you had in prison. You didn't have nothing left behind. You were better off not having them because you ain't got nothing to provide for them. You ain't got nothing, nothing that's gonna last generations. You don't have no generational wealth or nothing. You're just trying to make yourself feel comfort in a prison. You're like, oh, I'm gonna have a family. I'm gonna pretend like everything's normal. I'm gonna pretend like everything's normal and be so fucking desensitized to reality. It's like when you hear a woman get sentenced for something and then she tries to get pregnant before she goes to jail to get some type of sympathy. That's what a lot of women do. They have children to get sympathy from people, and they don't really like the position that they're in or the struggle that they're in, and then they try to make it seem like they're working harder than you, even though you got more energy than them, but somehow they're working harder than you, and they're constantly trying to throw you under the bus because they feel your peaceful energy. So you realize it's a lot of people that are in a spiritual prison and don't even know it, don't even care. Oh, it's the greatest feeling. It's the greatest feeling. It's not always good, but it's like they're so numb to it. And you can't fault people. It's like being mad at your parents. It's like, I didn't ask to be here. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad because you understand the bigger picture. You understand the bigger picture. The groups, the injustice that's going on, the separation, the gaslighting within communities. You understand that all that shit is fake. All that shit is shit that's created to lower your fucking frequency. And what happen? And then you know what happens when the frequency is lowered? Because everybody's on some fucked up frequency right now. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that now because I felt that shit. I had motherfuckers fucking with me, like they were mad at me for no reason, like they feel some type of way, and I've been feeling it for a minute now, but it keep getting worse and worse and worse. That's why people need to shut their mouth. Everybody's feeding into this shit just like COVID. Just like COVID-19. And I've been said COVID right before COVID-19, and I was having dreams and all this shit, and it was and other people was feeling what I was feeling in that awakening, where you just knew everyone's gonna have 20/20 vision. And I said no one in this world is, especially after COVID, you can't trust nobody. After COVID, everything went downhill. It was like, leave the world behind. Like no one in the narcissist world is your friend. All these people get in groups, cults, just because the spirit of familiarity, because of how they look alike, or they come from the same background, culture. But guess what? You got people in your own culture against you. You got narcissists in your own culture against you. So of course they're gonna treat other people, other races worse, because you got to think about it. They want to dictate their own shit to people closest to them. So a lot of the shit that's going on right now, it's like, leave the world behind. Everyone is worried about the wrong shit. Everyone's worried about, you know, it's like, Señor, Señor. Like the lady in the movie, Leave the World Behind, where he's like, Señor, they said there's some smoke or some shit going on. It's a bomb. It's some shit going on. And he's not listening. The entitlement. The gaslighting. I don't like your look. That her little smirk. It's the fact that you gotta be nice to these people that don't like you, and they be feeling like they got more power over you in your own house, in your own. They feel like you don't deserve to have what you got. They don't want to see you with shit. When you got shit, they don't even believe it. It's like no, it can't be. It can't be. And guess what? Everyone's frequency is off, thinking about shit that don't matter. Everyone's thinking about, oh, should I help? Should I not help? Should I do this? And the one person that's not living in the matrix but understands what's going on in the matrix is like the little girl. She understood what was going on in the matrix. She like, the animals acting weird. Everybody on some weird shit. Oh, my mom, she ain't paying attention to shit. She's a whole narcissist. Oh, this person, they're stuck in their childhood trauma. They're stuck in societal trauma. Oh, look at this person. He's got the spirit of lust. he's lusting over this person and his wife just probably did. So you realize it's a lot of shit going on in the Matrix, and the one person that's paying attention to everything, who seems like the least emotionally intelligent one, but if they were so unemotionally, not emotionally intelligent like they thought, why was she the one able to pick up on everything that was going on? Why was she yearning for friendship? She was yearning for friendship, and everybody else is like, that shit, friendship never existed. Love never existed. You have to stay grounded in yourself and know that love exists within yourself. That love is, that you are love. You know what I'm saying? You are these things. Because guess what? Every single one of us, we got different type of narcissists attacking us for different things about us. You know, just like a lot of celebrities feel like they get targeted. Oh, everyone talk about me. It don't matter what I do. They talk about me. They talk about me. Guess what? Normal people going through the same shit. You feel like you're going through it times more, but it's people that's going through rough times. And they got people still, you could be going through cancer and you got haters on you. You got people talking bad about you. You got people talking about your appearance. People are in the Matrix, and those people in the Matrix, their number one job is to gaslight you. Their number one job is to hate on you. That's why I say leave the world behind. No one in the narcissist world is your friend. You're just here. You're just another number. You have to be peace. You have to be love. You have to get through it.